Hi everybody, I'm Shah and I'm going to talk about death. Not in the sense of literally dying, but the story behind death, how this card developed, and the mythology behind it, and also how you can interpret it for yourself. If you're following this series of my definition of the tarot cards in the Mythic Tarot, that's the basis that I'm working with. It's a pagan deck, but also it relates back to the biblical terms, how the stories developed with regards to the death card in this case. And you can see there is a man standing there. It looks like a knight with a dark cloak and a dark tunic, and also dark feathers on the helmet, which is silver, and he's wearing a mask, so you can't describe death. The sun is rising or setting, and you've got the three stooges bringing him office, perhaps to pie him to let them live. But so let's see what the story says. The card of death portrays a figure shrouded in black robes, his face hidden beneath a dark helmet. His hands are open to receive the gifts offered by the tiny human figures, who kneeled before him. One gives him a golden crown, another a pile of coins. The third, a child, hands him a flower. Behind his dark figure, a leading river flows. On the near side of the river, the earth is cracked and barren. On the far shore, the land slowly brightens and turns green beneath a rising sun. How beautifully said. I think that's beautifully written, this. It's from a very old book. The river Styx, which means hated, was envisioned as a leading and forbidden river because it represents a stage we must pass through in order to reach the riches of the underworld. This is the state of sadness and mourning, which are as necessary to life as joy and celebration. The rising sun suggests a new future, although the souls who kneel before Hades are still unaware of it. The child who offers the flower is an image of the childlike trust and change which can help us to deal with the process of mourning. Only the child unafraid of expressing grief. So that I've just explained the picture. Now I'm going into the mythological story. Here we meet the dark god Hades, lord of the underworld, who we first encountered in the card of the Empress, as the abductor of Demetrius, daughter Persephone, and I love that name, Persephone. In myth, Hades was known as the Invisible. He was also called Pluto, which means riches, because his realm was full of hidden wealth. Hades was a son of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, who was rescued by his brother Zeus when Kronos had disgorged his children. Zeus then gave Hades the kingdom of the underworld as his share of the inheritance. Over this domain the dark god ruled as absolute master when he emerged into the daylight world. His helmet rendered him invisible so that no mortal could see him. The rites of death required that a gold coin be placed in the mouth of the corpse, for without offering Hades his due, the soul would be doomed to wander forever on the shores of the river Styx, which bounded the underworld and the kingdom. Although Hades was accorded less status than his heavenly brother Zeus, he possessed a greater power, because his law was irrevocable. Once a soul entered the kingdom of Hades, no god, not even the god of the gods, could retrieve it again, although certain heroes such as Orpheus and Theseus made illicit entry into Hades' realm, tricking the ancient boatman Charon and managing to avoid the terrible three-headed dog Cerberus, who guarded the gates. None of them returned. The upper world the same. Such was an irrevocable power of Hades, that the gods swore their oaths by the waters of his river Styx, which was both deadly poison and also conferred immorality. So this is a lovely story. So here we are already getting a slight mention of the ancient boatman, and that is the Six of Swords. So you see how the story continues and goes up, but the Six of Swords, that is a minor arcana, and we'll get to that story when we are in the minor arcana. Okay, now that's the story from the book, and this is the information that I've gathered on internet, beside my own information and knowledge, of course. Excuse me. Okay, death. Death points towards a path of sudden, shocking, unexpected events as you continue your journey through the 78 passageways of growth. This is the level of extreme transition on your continuous cycle of change. Transformation will knock on your door and awaken what lays dormant within you, and an awakening that will result in change and growth. It's possible you had taken a certain belief or a lifestyle as far as you could, and need to accept that rebirth that follows its end. So you might have chosen a lifestyle or a belief, and it's gone stale, and now you have to realize that you can't go any further. You've come to the end, so that's the death, and you have to have a rebirth. Death brings an ending, but also brings new beginning, with another lifestyle, with other changes and fortunate circumstances that you cannot see. Sometimes events beyond your control steer you in a different direction to help you connect with the right person at the right time, at the right place. This could be a friend, this could be a parent, this could also be the teacher at school, or this could be a professional, somebody in professional capacity that will give you advice. Death also tells the story of a few stinging ordeals along the way, and the time when you might ask your higher self, have I died? The higher self will answer, perhaps no, perhaps yes, but the path you were on has died. You haven't died, your ideas haven't died, but the path that you were on, you can't learn anymore, So that has finished, that has died. So now will the lifestyle end, or a situation? The endings could be small but could also be large, and I personally think um, at this stage it will be large because it can be life changing, and that means that there is an ending and there is a new beginning, and it will have a great impact on your life. It it could also be that it is unexpected, but then usually you think of the tower. It can be unexpected. You might have been treading that mill or walking that path without realizing that it was finished. Something like just boom, something very small might happen, and then you realize you've come awake. Also, the number 13 in this deck means, numerology wise, 1 is a new beginning, 3 is being creative, and it also means, well, if it's a new creation, that is the rebirth. And 1 and 3 means 4, and 4 means cleansed and purifying and being ready to build on a new foundation that is better for you. And the path of transmission is also known as, how can I say it? The path of transition, transformation, could also be known as the you see that the road or the ground is cracked here, and so you will have to go to new ground. You are going onto new ground. It's like the river is alongside the ground, and for some reason the ground is dried up, but you can, it's like planting a seed, give it water and then it will continue growing. Now in England, when you start something new, you break new ground. If you discover something or invent something, people say you are breaking new grounds, and that is an advancement. So it's like the ground is cracked here. Literally, I think the saying might even come from that. You're breaking new ground if you're going into a new phase. Now we've got the card. Also means obviously water, because death represents Scorpio, and Scorpio is a water sign. And it also means rebirth, which is associated with the planet Pluto, transformation out of the old lifestyle and in the new into the new lifestyle. Now we've got an outcome. The outcome, that's one way of seeing the death card. You will experience an abrupt ending in your life and learn to accept rebirth that follows. This is the time when you need to let go of a cycle or a path or a situation that is not right for you, because there are new beginnings. The new sun is coming through on the horizon. The universe is sweeping out the old and outdated and unhealthy lifestyle and gives you another chance to get things done, or get them right. Now when it is reversed, when it's like that, then that means that the transmission is stagnant, or that it's not going to go through. So it means the opposite. Then there's something not quite right. Then you, if it is upside down, you cannot accept an ending to your present position or situation because you're not ready to make the changes. It's also possible that you are fearing change, um, and you feel that you need to stay where you are. That is also what it can mean. That is the reversal. So that is stagnation, not seeing what you should be seeing to carry on. Right, the time of death. Well, the time of death is unexpected. I don't like to put a time to the death any cards. Some people say it is with between 1 and 30 days. Others say, I say, unexpected, because death is never expected. It just happens, and so it can be right now, it can be tomorrow, it can be within 30 days. But yes, this is a lot like the meaning of in that respect from the tower, unexpected, and you might not be ready for it. So, I hope you have liked this reading so far. I'm going to show you other death cards from other decks and that you can compare them. This is the Mythic Tarot, and this is the death card from the Dream Keepers. And here you see a lady. It looks like if she's in the Holy Trinity light, and it's in the shape of a coffin. She's tied up and she's holding a baby. That is also, for me, representing a new beginning. It doesn't have to be a child, it can also be a project, or a new beginning within a situation to enhance it, but you're taking a slightly different step. And here, and it is very dark, and the darkness for me shows the fear or being scared, being in the dark. That's also how you can see it, like you're in the dark, you can't see where you're going, you can't make the choice. Okay, and here we've got the death card, and it looks like a tombstone. Also the book, Owl, Wisdom. We have gained enough wisdom. We are going over to the other side, and we're taking our wisdom with me. And I think that's the. It looks. It's very busy painting, but it looks like the wings. You're taking flight to the other side. I thought it was a book first of all. And this is again you see the life path, and it's like a tombstone, but it is also, I think, a sundial. And that's what I like about this deck. There's so much to see in just one picture. And you've got the two trees also representing a doorway, life, the tree of life, and candles. We always burn candles to think of our loved ones, our ancestors, and bringing in light again, because death is associated with darkness, because when you close your eyes everything is dark. Remember, there's also beautiful light, and for some of us that is the Holy Trinity, for others of us that is our ancestors. And it doesn't matter what you believe, but you can see we can't do without the dark or the light. And I hope you like my interpretations, and I hope to hear your reactions. Leave your reactions below below the video. Perhaps I can learn from you, and I love to collaborate, so if you fancy talking or getting together, let me know. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, stay safe, and be beautiful.